couple of the reasons I had thought about reaching out to Jennie was, first and foremost, obviously, you know, everybody realizes that social media is here to stay. It's amazing to me how fast it's grown in such a short period of time. And Jennie comes out of, I guess you could say, a more formal, traditional marketing and advertising background. And of course, Jennie, I'll let you get into that more a little bit yourself. But, you know, I guess just prior to starting or launching Face-to-Face, she worked with a Christian radio station in the Denver area doing like advertisements and that sort of thing. So I'd say that, you know, I learned a decent amount of stuff from Jennie. I didn't learn everything, but I learned a decent amount of stuff from Jennie in the first few years of her launching that, you know, I try to take advantage of. I won't steal any of her thunder, but she taught me some good stuff, you know, not long after she got started, things that I hadn't really thought about. I'm like, yeah, I should probably think about those things. So Jennie can talk about the challenges and the triumphs of owning your own small business. She's, you know, she obviously understands, you know, Facebook and how to position your company in the marketplace so that you can try to get a reaction, let's say. And, you know, one of the things that I have always been a fan of is it's not just a return, you know, how do you qualify a return on investment in social media when what you really need is a return on engagement. And, you know, Jennie's pretty creative on driving engagement on a social platform. And, you know, I know Jennie's got some stuff to share, but, you know, I like to talk about, you know, just posting cat videos online, while they may be very interesting, if it has nothing to do with what your business is, it may or may not be good for you to drive revenue into your company. So, Jennie's got a blog post called, was it The Power of Three? And I have it half edited. I'll have it posted tonight. So when we send out the call recording, there'll be a link to our website and her website, because it's one of her recent blog posts. So that's that way she gets some additional exposure. So anything else that you'd like me to share, Jennie, or is that a pretty good intro to get you rocking and rolling? I trust you when it comes to Facebook, and that's why I reached out and called you. So that's about as good a what would you call it, referral as I can come up with right now off the spot. So thanks for taking the time to share with us.
Thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. I've known Ben for a long time and his lovely wife, Jenna, and their 5 kids now, right? 6, that's right, the baby. Oh my gosh, you're a busy, busy man. But yeah, you're such good people, and I always just love being connected with you guys. And yeah, I enjoy associating with people who I share a lot of the same values and beliefs with, and Ben and Jenna are right up there. I never considered myself to be an entrepreneur until I found myself laid off from a radio station as their business development director in 2008 during the recession. And while I was there, the radio station told every employee across the nation, you better get on Facebook right now, because the future of radio is not in radio, it's online. And of course they were right, because today you can stream to any station in the world online, which is a fantastic thing. You know, our soldiers serving in Afghanistan can stream live to their radio station back home if they want. So I got on Facebook kicking and screaming. My teenagers were already on it, but I was not an early adapter. When a coworker helped me create an account and I saw what it was, I was just amazed. I was like, there has never been a tool this powerful before for connection. And I know a lot of people are into the Enneagram thing. Well, I had my strengths analyzed, and one of my top 10 strengths is connector. So you can imagine how my brain was just firing when I saw Facebook and what it was and its potential. I believe if you're a business owner today, or the leader of a nonprofit, you have a community group, anything, if you're not using Facebook, you're missing opportunity to connect with people. And that's the greatest value I see in Facebook, is that it allows an opportunity to connect at whatever level you want to connect with people from anywhere. Very exciting. So today, Facebook is still the big daddy of all the social media platforms, and there's good reason for it. It's because it has so many different options. Today, you can go to Facebook Marketplace and shop in your own local area or find highly specified items. You can order your food from Facebook and have it delivered to your home without picking up a phone. You can schedule an appointment with your esthetician for your facial if you'd like, without picking up a phone or sending a text or an email. Facebook is making it easier and easier for businesses to connect with people and make their lives easier. So a few years back, I went to a social media conference that had an expert on all these different areas of social media. So there was a Twitter person, a LinkedIn person, a Facebook person, just everything, right? I was really surprised. At the end of the day, there was not a single person who explained to the audience there why Facebook went crazy. Do you know why? Thoughts? Okay. Well, up until Mark Zuckerberg created that like button, all marketing had been what I would refer to as interruption-based marketing. You never went to your mailbox hoping to see direct mail. You never turned on the TV just to watch commercials, except for the Super Bowl. You never drove down the interstate in your state excited to see all the billboards, right? You never opened your inbox just hoping for spam, right? You never bought a magazine just for the ads, right? So when Mark Zuckerberg installed that like button, he gave you, the consumer, power for the first time ever. It was no longer interruption-based marketing. When you click like on that Starbucks or that Skittle page, two of the biggest brands on Facebook, you gave them permission to talk to you, as long as they didn't do these three things. And they're the same three things that we all try to keep in mind, like if we're going to a party. Don't bore me, don't irritate me, and don't hard sell me. If you do any of those things, I'm going to need to go use the restroom, or I just saw somebody I know, right? I need to talk to. So as long as you don't bore, irritate, or hard sell on Facebook, once somebody clicks like on your business page, then they trust you to talk to them whenever you want. But they want you to be interesting and offer them something of value, right? The number one reason people like a business page on Facebook is because they think they're going to get special deals or offers. Now, that's not always true, but that's where their mindset is originally. So let's talk big picture again. Was that revealing to you to think about why Facebook became such a big game changer? Not only the connection, but also it put you in the driver's seat for the first time, okay? So big picture again, Google owns YouTube, right? Your time and attention equates marketing dollars for them. They don't want you ever to leave Google or YouTube, right? Facebook is their largest competitor. So you've seen some big shifts in the last few years. Mark Zuckerberg went from privately holding Facebook to making it public, and now there are shareholders, and the shareholders want to make money. How could we blame them? And so the playground is still free, but if you're a business and you have an account on Facebook and you want to make money, you're going to have to pay for that. It's still some of the cheapest marketing and most effective targeted marketing you can get. So what Facebook is doing now to shift that so that you don't want to leave Facebook is they changed the algorithm. And I bet you know what I'm going to say, right? They are pushing organic video to the top of the algorithm to compete with YouTube. So good luck trying to find a YouTube video on Facebook anymore, because even if the business promotes a YouTube video, it's just not going to do as well as organic video. And what do I mean by organic video? What you record right here with this. Yep. And the more authentic it is, the better. So that doesn't mean that it should be shoddy work. You still want to make it as professional as possible. I don't really recommend that you script it unless that's like you're really nervous, but there are so many little things you can do. This little guy here, $6 at Hobby Lobby. You clip it to the top of your phone or to the top of your laptop, and it makes it look a lot more professional. The lighting is so much better. As I see Shane doing, you can use headphones when you're recording videos or a mic, and that can help a lot. You know, when I was in radio, they said we were going to do live broadcasts for customers, you know, for businesses. And that's one of the secrets of radio. It's live broadcasts rarely are actually live from the scene, from the site, because it's really hard to get good audio from the site. So they'll record an interview with the business owner in advance, and then sometimes use some background sound on the video they record in the studio over the phone. So I don't know if you knew that, but Facebook Live videos are video on steroids. If you want to get the most views, that's the way to go. I don't know if you've noticed this yet or not, but a lot of the news stations are trying to use Facebook Live, sometimes with really embarrassing results, because not every story is worthy of a live Facebook video, right? And also, I'm sure that creates a lot of struggle, conflict in the newsrooms where they're used to having some editorial power. But if you go Facebook Live, you don't get to reshoot or edit or anything. But in some cases, it's worth it. One of my workarounds with Facebook Live is I like to show where I am without necessarily having the video on me. So my husband and I like to go hiking in the mountains. I'll take a video there in the mountains to show people where I am and how beautiful it is. By the way, it's a balmy 11 degrees in Denver today.
That's really cool.
I know, and it's been snowing for like 27 hours, so.
Oh, Lord. No, it's cold.
But so I like to do that live video because it does show people where I am right now. It shows them what's happening. You know, you could be at a farmer's market, you could be watching a show. Sometimes I've done it from like a live outdoor concert, and that's kind of fun. So I do think there are a lot of applications for live video that people have not even begun to really utilize in creative ways for their businesses yet. I also love, remember Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood? We all watched it when we were kids. I always tell my business owners, if we're going to do a video, do you have anything we can use show and tell with? Because like right now, I'm a talking head, and guess what? You're a talking head, and I could show you some fun things, you know, and that makes it a lot more interesting, right? I could show you over here, Facebook Fred. He's a pen. He's a suction cup. He's a buddy. My sister, who was a flight attendant, took Facebook Fred on her trips. She'd take them with her in her bag. And then when she was someplace fun, like Central Park in New York, she'd pull out Facebook Fred and show him dancing or enjoying whatever was happening there. And then I would post the video to my page and I would say, guess where Facebook Fred is today? And people really enjoyed that. Just the fun nature of it. And they just like to respond when it's playful like that. So probably the last thing I'll talk about, and then we'll do some Q&A, is the strategy that I use for my business pages. So right now I'm professionally managing 19 business pages on Facebook. That's a lot. When I was in radio, I managed 45 accounts, but that was often, you know, do the creative, write the content for the radio ad, get it recorded in the studio, and then it would play for the next 3 months or 6 months. Facebook marketing day to day is a whole different game, because every day I have to think, okay, how do I speak in their voice for this account? So here's a trucking account, here's a restaurant, here's a therapist. So it's really different with each client, right? The tone and the personality and the content, all of it. So when I started face-to-face, I really wanted people to trust me that I could do content on their pages that would be fun and interesting. So I created a digital strategy sheet. I do a 1-hour consultation with each new client. And I say, well, here's numbers 1 through 20. If you were going to post on your business page every day, every business day of the month, that's a lot of posts. So what's your strategy for that? So I came up with the 3 E's to break it down, okay? 70% of the time you're going to educate. Tell me who you are, what you do, why you do it, how you do it, right? So those can be content posts, they can be videos, you can do polls on Facebook. There are just so many options there, right? You can do contests, giveaways. I always say to use a lot of testimonials because it's better to have someone else brag on you than you brag on yourself. Links don't work on Facebook very much anymore because people were overusing it and it was boring the public. So they just weren't really clicking on the links. So Facebook sent those down to the bottom of the algorithm. So now if you post a link, good luck getting like 10% of your friends to even see that post, right? So 70% of the posts, we're going to do what?
Educate.
Educate. Good job, Ben. So you don't run the risk of boring, irritating, or hard selling with educating, right? Consider it like this. You have expertise in your field. I'm out on the golf course with you. I'm going to pick your brain, right? That's kind of what we're doing, but on Facebook, when we're experts in some field, is we're offering helpful, friendly advice that they don't have to pay for, right? So you don't have to give away anything big or important, but you're going to be their trusted ally that they go to. So 20% of the posts are going to be the next E, and that is entice. And an enticement is any, I repeat, any call to action. So some people have really overdone the begging thing. Please like my post, like my post, like my post. And people are just like, whatever. If your content is good, they will. If it resonates with them on some level, they're going to share it without you suggesting it. A share has a monetary value of $2.75. That's impressive. And why is that? Because of the power of what I call the inferred referral. Okay, 80% of people say they don't trust traditional advertising, but what do they trust? A referral from a friend. Well, when you like a post on Facebook for a business, or when you comment on it, or when you share it, people can see that. and that becomes an inferred referral. So if there's a company that I follow and I interact with them and share their posts sometimes, people, if they believe I'm a trustworthy person, then they're going to take interest in that, right? So inferred referral, does that make sense? A lot of times people they undervalue how important that is, but it is critical to doing well on Facebook. So let me get back to entice.
Did you say that was
call to action?
Did you say that was $2.52 or $2.75 a share?
$2.75 a share.
Wow, that's huge.
It really is. Now, some people are what they call influencers, and they have a really big audience to talk to. That's why you're seeing people being paid as influencers now, right? So that person who has 100 to 200 friends and they rarely post, or, that person's not gonna, their share isn't gonna be as valuable. Or I'm sure you've seen the people who post 30 times a day. They share everything they see, it seems like, the power of their post isn't going to be as great as someone else who's maybe like posts 2 or 3 times a day and is a little bit more thoughtful about what they post, right? Okay, so entice. Any call to action, not like, comment, or share. Okay? Those are no-nos in my book. So entice is come to our open house. Vote on which logo you like better. Please visit our website. We just had it redone. We'd love to get your feedback. Entice is what would you like to see more of on our page? We want you to enjoy what we're doing here, and if there's something you love, please give us some feedback, right? What would you like to see less of? Oh my gosh, restaurants seldom use this, but they really should, because in enticement, a call to action is asking for a response. What would you like to see us do differently in our restaurant? One restaurant in Westminster, Colorado posted that, and one of their regular customers said, well, I'd really love it if you always had your marinara sauce hot, when you have it over on the side. And so the restaurant implemented that one little change at the suggestion of a regular customer. Everyone much happier, right? Entice could be read this small excerpt, let us know what you think. If you're gonna link to an article now, consider putting the article in the first comments instead of in the body of the post, right? And tell them that it's there. So entice, it can be 10% off this month. It can be help us celebrate our birthday with, it's our 15th anniversary. We're going to give you 15% off this item and show the item. So entice does not always have to be buy, right? Is that coming across pretty strong? So here, I'll give you another example. Starbucks is seriously one of the biggest brands on Facebook. Pumpkin spice latte. They show a picture of their cup, and within 30 minutes, they'll have 30,000 likes on that post. They didn't offer a discount. They didn't ask people to comment, like, or share. But because that specific product has a huge following, people get excited about it. Now next month they'll have their new holiday cup and they'll debut it, and then you'll have people complaining that it's not this or it's that or whatever. But they get people talking, don't they?
They get it.
Okay, the last E is enchant. And I take that cue from Guy Kawasaki, formerly with Apple, who says, it is no longer enough in today's economic culture to simply satisfy your customer. You must enchant them. And to me, what enchant means is you go beyond, to bring a smile to their face, to tell them you care about them. So that can be sharing a fun video. It can be sharing something silly that happened behind the scenes at your work that week. Like, oh, can't believe I did this, right? That's the way it goes. When you know better, you do better, right? Anything that's going to bring a smile to their face. So 70% educate, 20% entice, 10% enchant. I see you, Shane, are part of a nonprofit by the background.
So this is actually the life coaching school that I got certified through, and I now work for them. So it is a for-profit, but it's education.
Okay. I can tell you that when you're part of a nonprofit or an organization such as yours, the rules do slightly change because you can play to people's emotions more. So for instance, a nonprofit I work with has an event coming up next week. We have been promoting that like crazy on their page in different ways, right? We show a picture of the venue, a picture of the food. We show video of the board members excited to go. I want you to come with me, right? That kind of thing. But we're probably overdoing it a little bit, maybe hard selling a little bit, but it's a nonprofit and people will forgive you for that. They know you're passionate and you're an evangelist for the cause. So you can go, it's even like a 60% educate, 30% entice, and 10% enchant if you're with a nonprofit. So I hope that has been kind of a fun down low on Facebook and what's working right now, what's the big picture, and even some really specific minutia that you can use to make your page more successful.